Greetings, my friends. I'm Andrea, astrologer, and welcome to this monthly update for May 2025. We already have spring here in the northern hemisphere. The weather is getting better even here in northern Europe, so we really hope for better times and more stability in the markets. So let's see if this will be really the case. So let me walk you through this global astrology for the markets in May 2025. Let me walk you through this monthly report that is available for subscribers on Patreon and Telegram 1 month in advance roughly, and this describes the global astrology for the month. We do have also important aspects for Bitcoin. I will tell you a bit about it, so stay tuned until the end. Now we do have again an eventful month. Why? Because we do have a change of direction for an outer planet. We do have also other important planets that shape markets, changing signs either in the sidereal or in the tropical zodiac, and one of them is not really a planet, but it's the North Node, Rahu, which is key for expansion in the market. So look where Rahu is in order to know what can bring really expansion and what altcoins, for example, would be affected by that, because we all look forward to see some movement in the area as well. So let's start with the beginning, and we have a eventful month. Pluto going retrograde on May 4th. All days are UTC time zone. This is not really a big event per se, because Pluto does the retrograde motion periodically, but it is a beginning of a long-term influence that BTC will benefit from in the next month. Yes, there are a few exceptions on the way, because nothing is really perfect, but we see a history repeating. We had some growth in the previous month, so we can expect that also to come in May and also in the months coming after, due to the fact that Pluto will traverse the same degrees. It's a very slow movement, but it is nevertheless very important, and for long-term growth it can mean a lot actually. We do have a speedy month due to the fact that all other planets that have an orbit that is much smaller than Pluto are in direct motion, and this is really giving a lot of action, a lot of speed, and this is something that we welcome after so many months of retrograde, especially with Mercury. We had even Venus retrograde for a long time, I would say, so we want things to gain speed. Still saying that while Mercury has speed already, with Venus is slower a bit, but we will see nevertheless an acceleration of happenings in May. We do have also key turning points, like I mentioned, which is the ingress of a planet, so the planet entering the next sign. And we have events in the sidereal and tropical zodiacs. I would say both work. It's very important for global astrology to consider both in order to see any changes in energy. And this could also mean for markets that we have significant turns, so market shifts during these times of change, of switching direction, of entering a new sign. It is very important, and I will make videos that are quite detailed about these long-term transits, especially what they mean for crypto and Bitcoin in general, so stay tuned for that. Now, key days to watch for these big turns are May 15th, Jupiter entering sidereal Gemini. I want to say a bit about each transit so that you have an idea. This means that Jupiter, the planet of growth, will have higher speed due to the fact that it goes in a air sign, and it is also the first air sign of the zodiac, which means that it is the biggest change that is triggered. It is the air that can model a shape. For example, if we inflate a balloon, for example, we have this growth. So think about something similar that is about to happen in the sidereal sign of Gemini, and this is about speed. It's about markets, trading, whatever is represented by Gemini. Gemini is also about news, social networks, travel. So Jupiter will expand all these and will expand it fast. Not only because of the nature of the sign, but in the sidereal Gemini this time, Jupiter will not stay long, so it will traverse it very quick. It is a 1-year transit. Normally it will go from the beginning towards the end of Gemini, and we will have also some months in 2025 even where we will have Jupiter in Cancer. More about it I will tell you soon in another dedicated video, but for now it is really a acceleration of change that should be taken into account with this. I would say that travel can be also benefited, and in general, news will drive the markets. This is something that we see already, and it's not the best, but it is this volatile energy that continues. Now, the North Node Rahu moves into the sidereal Aquarius on May 21st. This is really very important because it is a long transit of 1 year and 9 months roughly, and it is about developing artificial intelligence, and Rahu is linked to crypto as well. We will have really scientific discoveries with this, with Aquarius being the sign of the genius. Any coins, stocks that somehow relate to communities, social networks. Aquarius is also about aviation, and it's about aerospace as well. So rockets, space travel, we will see more of that, and everything with extraordinary speed. I think here we will be the most surprised, maybe even more surprised than in the case of Jupiter about the speed of happenings. So here all the altcoins that are favored either by Jupiter and even by the North Node Rahu would really have nice growth in the months to come, and Rahu is a bit more stable for a longer term. Then we do have on the May, at the end of May, so on the 25th, it is the last big turn. It is Saturn entering the tropical Aries. Saturn is our restriction, our regulation, for example. It can be also a contraction of some domains, and it is about the tropical zodiac. So in sidereal we don't have change, it stays in Pisces, so it continues, but it has a shift in energy. We need to take that into account. Now Saturn in Aries is not strong at all. It is the minimum less powerful position, but it can act very fast and it can deliver results that are not the best. So especially if the law is not obeyed, which is Saturn, and it can really knock you down if you are unprepared with great speed in Aries. And we can say that here law regulation will be more targeted towards Aries related domains, which are businesses, small businesses, for example, enterprises. We will have also weapons that are scrutinized, so to speak. So warfare in general, warfare, business, defense, that is also here. Aries is also linked to the police, to the military. So it could be that we have a sort of reform, legal reform there in, at a global level, and we already see some signs of it. So it's nothing that is really entirely surprising or new, because these transits are long term, so you feel them also before this ingress, and it is something that we can really take into account. Now also people will be more cautious for the new things in general in markets. Maybe they will invest in assets that are more established. Not really Aries, okay, it was launched last week. It is really something that we need to take into account as well, because it was not really the case before. We had this broad focus, or maybe lack of focus, on the markets with Saturn in Pisces, but now it will be more scrutinized in a way. We have also other important astrological aspects this month, and these are really important to watch for in case you are really actively trading for the medium term to the short term. And this is really about aspects that are between outer planets in general, and they also mark a shift in the price action. And this is mid-May, so we do have Jupiter square Rahu. Typically it is a bearish signal due to the fact that there is some tension between Jupiter expansion and Rahu. This is innovation. It is a slowdown in general. It shouldn't be a disaster because Jupiter is a benefic planet, but we might have a sort of flash correction at that time. And on the 18th of May, so immediately after recovery comes, in any case, whatever the dump would be, we have a Jupiter sextile Chiron. In general, it's bullish, but with Chiron, we do have a retest of the previous levels usually, but it will go up because we do have a positive aspect here. Jupiter is also positive. In addition, I want to remind you about some day-level influences that are exact on certain dates, but with conjunctions, it is important to take into account that this will be formed not only on that day, but you will feel it also before. If we have other volatility that is really shaped by hourly aspects, and for that you know about my BTC hour by hour product, which tracks all hours. If this is important for you, then you might consider having a look at it. This means growth. So it is a persistent aspect that would bring growth locally in that week where the aspect is exact. Of course, if it's a weekend when we don't have volume, it will manifest either on Friday or on the next week on Monday, so nearby, so to speak. And these are local peaks that are possible, and it is a Sun conjunct Uranus on May 17th. This is actually a very, very volatile energy, and it shows innovation, it shows again speed. Could be that the whole development of the price action is somehow driven by regulation, and it will be a positive one. And we do have also immediately after, because Mercury was retrograde, so it's not at the same level with the Sun, it needs to catch up, so to speak. We do have a Mercury conjunct Uranus, which again talks about the same volatile energy. It's 1 week after, and it is again connected to a big spike that would not be sustainable, which is the case with Uranus. So you can see the long weeks in the bar charts. These are so typically Uranus at day level, and of course at hourly level as well, especially on those days. And we have also the Sun conjunct Mercury, cosine on May 30th, and this is also a very positive aspect in general that can bring price increase and a local peak on the day. We do have also a good monthly closing, so to speak, from this point of view. We have also other influences, but in general, this shows that the last part of the month is quite strong astrologically. So I would say that we have more action, more positive price action, most presumably in the second part of May. This looks also stronger in terms of astrology, in terms of intensity, and it's a part of the month that we can plan for our trading and investing strategies. For sure. And maybe the first part would be more about buying. It will be linked in the beginning of May to the tariffs as well, and we have the turning of Pluto, remember, on May 4th. So that would be potentially an opportunity to buy if the market really has the same reactions like in the last month, and then to have some profits collected off the table at the end of the month. We do have really a green light for volatility, which means that in general with Bitcoin especially, that the first peak is the most important one. Usually the next one will not come that fast, and maybe it will be less. So it's important to take action rapidly if you are for the short term. So I'm talking about people who are really into trading, swing trading, short swing trading for a short time frame, I mean. Now, I promised you to tell something about Bitcoin and what happens with Bitcoin this month, because as you know by now from my weekly videos, if you watch them, this global astrology is basically half of the picture. And the moody Bitcoin lady that I depicted metaphorically in my videos is another story. So, for example, she's moody, she can be very happy even if we have a storm outside. So this means that the storm will not have the same powerful effect in this case, because the final result on the price action will be a merge of all these influences. Therefore, markets are not easy to assess. And what do we have? We do have believe me, four long-term aspects that we have exact in May, and it is a sort of 50-50. Two are negative and two are positive, but they alternate. And for sure, they will merge into the global astrology that you have seen. And an important day is May 19th, when we do have positive influences in the Bitcoin chart, which are long-term, and they are also in line with the positive astrology globally. And this is the time when these are aligned, the global astrology with Bitcoin astrology, when we can see the biggest shift in the price action. So that is what I wanted to share with you for May. I wish you success with trading and investing. Thank you for your time and attention, for liking and subscribing. It helps the channel. I appreciate that. And until next time, be joyful.